What up, Ezra? Thank you for tuning in. Grabbed my headset for you. You were told correctly. This is the place to come to get attention. We can start Resident Evil 4 in a moment. If you do want to see that or another game, let me put on the start of the same. That's not the same Max Landis video. We'll do another one, but we'll play that for a couple minutes probably, and then maybe switch to another game if you want. I do like Resident Evil 4 so far. And feel free to stay here to get attention that you want in any form that you want it. If you have a YouTube video you want to see, this is an interactive medium, both the stream and this game, so feel free to drop that in the chat if you want. Hopefully this is pretty good. I'm not sure how the audio comes through for the YouTube video. Resident Evil 2 has like the actual like evil residency theme along with the first game, which took place in a mansion. The second game is in the PlayStation. 4 doesn't really have the unifying theme, like an evil residency. From what little I see of it so far, of course. I think there's like a big castle at some point. Read any Batman comics recently? Or just at all? No is an okay answer. I won't begrudge you for it.
They are criminals. These are bad, bad people. Waves and storm and water, people holding on for their lives, and they see something.
Yeah, good question. I don't think it was possible to save the cop from getting burned to death because I shot the zombie, whatever it is, some variation of zombie,
turning
who
the
was
planet
holding the
into
torch,
raspberry
but he
jam.
just didn't react
There's
to any
something
bullets. He didn't
on the
become like
boat.
a
It came
physical
out of the
object I
water.
could
He said,
shoot
a man
until he had
moves
already
faster than a man can move.
thrown
This
the
thing is
torch
Michael
onto the
Myers meets the Predator.
kindling.
It's tearing windows in
At
half.
least
It's
from
ripping people's heads off. It's
when
ripping
I
off
tried.
arms and
It
then
seemed
putting
pretty
them
clearly
through
like that,
other
unfortunately.
whalers until the ship is
Kinda cheap,
entirely
kinda
on
video gamey,
fire and goes
but also really
sinking
fun to
beneath the
see
waves.
that guy get burned to death. A real evil thing to do to that
It's been
resident.
1 year since the events of American Alien.
You've not read any
87,
Batman comics
where
yet,
Lobo
unfortunately.
fought
No
Superman
problem.
in Metropolis.
Great
Superman
thing
has
about
gone from an American
preserved
phenomenon to a
mediums like comic
global
books,
news
especially digital
focus.
comics.
People are saying
They
Superman
are
was
there
created by the government.
when you want
Other
them.
people think
And if
he's
you
the
die
Messiah.
first, then you
Other people
won't
think
mind them.
he's from space
You won't
and
mind
lives
missing
on
out.
the moon. Get that? Like Superman's an alien? What are these people on the
Oh
internet
yeah, I do
thinking?
recommend the comic book
Conspiracies are
series
everywhere,
Superman
and they're
American
being made
Alien,
steadily worse
written by
by the
this
fact
guy
that
you
more of
see on
these
screen.
people are appearing around America.
He's a big nerd,
You
much
now
like
have
me.
this blur in Coast City that people are calling the Flash. No one knows if it's a human or a force of nature. And then you have that thing in Gotham. And that thing in Gotham is actually worth talking about because a cultural phenomena is happening on a microcosmic scale in Gotham City. You see, crime is changing. A domestic terrorist calling himself the Joker has committed 4 large-scale acts of destruction. The first 2 were like weird gimmick bank heists, except the heists stopped. And the last 2
In Resident Evil 2, I think,
One of them
I was trying to put it into
involved
words, and this is the best I have so far. It has like an omnipresent sense of dread that comes from its sort of circular-ish environment. That, of course, I haven't played much of Resident Evil 4 so far, but is a more linear game. From what I know about it, it seems scary. It did scare me at least once so far in like a jump scare sort of way. But it doesn't, I don't think it'll have the opportunity to like cultivate the same sense of dread that follows you around. Like literally, in a sense, follows you around in Resident Evil 2, because you have Mr. X who always walks menacingly towards you, you know? The horror icon that he is.
And the circle goes around. Even more crazy, these super villains universally identify the thing that
It wouldn't work in Resi 4 because it's like the Arkham games, it's more a linear action-adventure thing with more horror elements.
And killed about half of the Falcone crime family. The fact that he now claims to have been stopped by this thing, the Batman, isn't doing a lot of good for public trust. There's a national movement towards mistrust in not only the police, but the entire American justice system. If these super criminals can just go to a fucking insane asylum every time they murder someone, where the fuck is the justice? At the forefront
Yeah, where the fuck is the justice? In the world with the Joker, baby, where's the justice?
This issue being brought into a national spotlight has turned Lois Lane from a diligent reporter into a national
If only there was a Justice League
by the Batman.
with a Superman and a traumatized cool billionaire.
He's only made 2 public appearances since his fight with Lobo in
Would I live in Gotham? No, I wouldn't. But I do like comics writer Grant Morrison's idea for why Gotham is such a huge, constantly populated city, despite the earthquakes and the supervillain attacks, and the general dour nature of it. Is that like culturally, it's kind of like New York City and New Orleans and Chicago and LA all wrapped into one? What was his explanation? Yeah, it's that stuff. It's like culturally, they're all those cities wrapped into one, and so people want to go there to experience like the culture and the shows and like both the like Broadway cultural equivalents, but also just like the social scene. That's like really cool. Like all the best stuff happens in Gotham, even though it's like all the worst stuff also happens in Gotham. It's like if you think about it, like the Waynes also chose to live there, you know, and like Gotham was better back in the day because it's sort of like an analog for Detroit, where a generation or 2 ago it was more economically prosperous and stable. But even so, even now,
are doing a
Like,
massive
culturally, it's supposed to be really
expose
exciting.
on the rise in white-collar crime in
Although, honestly,
Metropolis
living in
ever since
any
the first
major
appearance of
city with a
Superman. You
superhero,
see, violent
like, you don't
crime
want to
has
live in
gone
Coast City, you'll be
way down
atomized
because they
because
don't want to get
Green
punched by
Lantern is
God.
there. You don't want to live in Metropolis,
But
you'll,
all the little Bernie
Bizarro will
Madoff type
rip your head
stuff
off
has
because
coagulated
it's the
in
opposite of what
Metropolis's Wall
Superman would
Street.
do.
Because
You don't want to live in
Superman doesn't do
Central City
white-collar
because the
crime.
Flash will
Lois
be
has
there
done a few
and
big expose
run past
pieces
you
on
and
Lex Luthor and his
jellify
very,
you.
very, very, very
Does
cutthroat
Gotham
business
have a
practices.
canonical geographic
But those just
location?
don't get the same
Usually imagine it being
readership
like
as
on the East Coast,
Superman
approximately
stories.
where
And
New York
as
City
the
is.
Daily Planet
Yeah,
struggles
it's
with
supposed
the
to be
conversion from
somewhere
print to
in
digital,
New
they really
Jersey,
can't be
near the East
reporting on
Coast, I
boring
think.
stuff.
And
Which is
it's
why
supposed
Lois
to
is
be
preparing a
consisted
big
of like,
piece on Batman.
it's made up of I
Clark,
think like
meanwhile,
3
is
main
doing a little
islands.
piece on Dick Grayson,
So
who's
it's
the
kind of
ward
like
of
New
Bruce
York
Wayne.
City
Bruce Wayne is
within
this
New Jersey,
billionaire, lives
something
in
like that.
Gotham, not a terrifically interesting guy, but kind of an interesting history. And his son, Dick Grayson, is sexy, cool. I'm sorry, did I say son? I meant ward. I meant ward because Bruce never publicly identifies Dick Grayson as his son. Dick Grayson is actually a child of tragedy, like Bruce Wayne. His parents were
Would I
murdered by
kiss Max
criminals,
Landis?
and
If he
the narrative
asked me
of,
to
look at this
politely,
billionaire taking in
then I
this tragic
probably would.
orphan.
If it
it's
was
juicy.
for a
And
video
so
of
the Daily
his
Planet
or
is
some
really
artistic
excited to get
purpose,
Clark's
then
reporting on
definitely.
this. The thing
I would
is,
do it for the camera for sure.
Clark hasn't really been
If
doing
called
much good
upon.
reporting. He's been traveling a lot with Dick, but not actually putting
Would
a
you
lot
kiss
of,
Max Landis if
words
you
on
were
the
called
page.
upon?
This is a
Ezra?
problem since his job is reporter, but
There's
Clark
no
has been
wrong
increasingly
answer.
absent, constantly saying he's sick or needs to travel.
This
And
is
his
a safe
relationship with
space.
Lois, this is steadily causing more and more stress.
He
Lois
does
is a
seem to be
serious
rocking
person.
those
She can't have a
slim
flake
jeans.
goober
I don't know if I would
boyfriend
call those
who's not
skinny
even good
jeans,
at his job. So after
but
the Arctic
very
Circle,
slim jeans for
let's
sure.
go to Qatar. Not that though.
He very
Something not
confidently
that,
like
but you know the
sits
vibe of
in a
the
chair and pitches you stuff, which is a pretty attractive quality. It's very charismatic. Charisma is pretty
creepy
universally
human trafficker
attractive,
is meeting with
or
a
so
whole
I'm told.
consortium of real bad types. It's like the room in Taken. They line up a bunch of girls trafficked from other countries.
That's why I became a
and the
content
dealer
creator.
says to the old creepy
I'm
boss,
charismatic
he
by
says,
default.
"Which one do you want?" And the old
You
creepy
would
boss
kiss
says,
Max
"I'll
Landis
take
if I
them all."
asked
The
you
dealer
to,
says,
but probably not
"You know,
otherwise.
when someone says,
Looks way
I'll
better
take
than he
them
used to
all,
though. Yeah, I remember from
it
like
either means money is not an
2013-ish.
or they
He,
have
after like
a
he wrote
non-financial
Chronicle in
motive.
2011 and he got pretty
So
famous.
why don't we just kill one of these
2011 to
girls and
like
see how you react?
2017,
And the old man goes, "No, I
19-ish.
don't care."
Max
The human
Landis,
trafficker goes up to one of the
rainbow hair
girls,
era,
takes out the
Max,
gun,
very rough.
puts it to
And
her
I think he
head.
would be the first
The old
to
man stands up and goes,
say
"Wait."
that
The
too.
human trafficker
I've
goes,
watched a lot of his YouTube. He's very
"Your FBI."
reflective and
turns,
self-aware,
shoots the
at
old
least
man in the head.
insofar as like he
The old
doesn't
man falls over,
like his past actions or how he
and then he
came
stands
off
up.
in years past.
Boom! Superman symbol. This looks like a job for Superman. It was Clark. He's in old man makeup.
And don't
He's
worry, I would
undercover
only
working
ask
for
you to
Batman,
kiss Max
and he
Landis if it would
demolishes the traffickers, throwing them
most
through
likely
walls,
help
laser
the
vision
stream
off hands.
significantly.
He wrecks the place.
I would never ask you to
All the
kiss
girls who
someone
were
for
being
flippant
trafficked
reasons, you
end
know?
up out somewhere in the street. In Qatar, they split because Superman is destroying the building. That's when Robin shows up.
Oh, feel free
What
to
is wrong
tell
with
me
you?
on Spectrum
He was gonna kill me.
if how
We have
like
been
badly
psychologically
this is
profiling
boring
this
you. I can
guy
go
for months.
more or less
Superman.
fast
Months.
in
Do you know what you just
how
did? Do
quickly
you know
I
how
make
much
myself
work you
switch
just
to
wasted by
Resident
attacking
Evil
him?
4 or another
Well, I
game.
thought I was doing the right thing because he was, Robin, he was gonna kill this girl.
Not bored?
And so
Okay.
I'm super.
That's good. Glad to hear that.
It was a test, Clark. Oh my God. Now we have to find each
Not
of those
bored
girls
is a good way to be,
individually.
and that's
Do you know
how
long
I
that'll take?
try to help
Hours.
people be.
Let's clarify some things. After that mess in Metropolis, where Superman got his ass kicked by Lobo and only barely won, Batman reached out. We can't have the most powerful man on Earth telegraphing his punches. What is your training? How many languages do you speak? Clark is like, un poquito de español?
Damn, Clark Kent did a lot better in his
Batman is
foreign
like,
language
"This
class
is not working
than
for
I
me."
ever did.
So
I
Batman
tried both
offers
Spanish
Superman
and German,
compromise.
sucked at
He
both
will
languages.
train him to become the ultimate
I'm
superhero.
alright at English,
He gives him a new
grasping
suit,
some of
he
the
gives him all the
intricacies of
equipment.
my native
Batman is
language, but
teaching
only
Clark
because
breathing techniques,
I
fighting
had
styles,
way too much practice with it.
tactics, everything you would need to
Fucking
know
sucked
to
at other
be
languages.
Superman. Because he can't just
It
keep
really made all my
flying
mental
into
disability
disaster
show.
areas and helping people. Initially, Clark was like, why not?
I was like
That's
one of
what I
those
wanna
kids in
do. I don't
Spanish
wanna
class
fight criminals.
in
Batman's like,
high
you
school,
haven't
I
been
think,
culturally
in 8th and 9th
normalized
grade,
yet.
so middle and high
But the
school.
second
Like they're
you
so
are,
bad at the
the
material,
second
you just like feel
Superman
sorry for them.
becomes part of the status quo, and you can't be everywhere.
But every kid
people
has to
will
be
begin to
that
reject
kid
you.
in class
And
once or
every time
twice.
someone
It's a
looks up into the
character
sky
building
and
experience.
you're not there, it will turn into a little bit of hate, and eventually the world will hate you.
I'm about to switch my
Clark is like,
THC concentrate cartridges here. I've been smoking at the hybrid. Let's see,
be hated by the
Pineapple
world,
Express,
so okay, Batman,
and
let's
I'm going
do
to
it.
switch
Of course,
to the
as we've seen, this is
hybrid.
fucking him up at work.
Let me
This
double
is
check the
fucking up his
strain name here.
relationship. And also, Clark is not a good
Limoncello,
spy.
but not
He's-
lemon as in
That's not his skill
Limon.
set. Clark is
Lemon as
a
in,
reporter.
I don't know, not
He went to college for
Lemon.
journalism.
It's not that. It is
Of
spelled
course he's gonna start
Limon.
lasering
So it's
things
not
and
the fruit,
fucking up.
but
So
it's
Batman and
it's like
Superman have a
themed
lot of
after the
tension
fruit,
in
but
this
it's not
partnership.
spelled like
And
the
all
fruit.
of that is being funneled through Robin. It's
I don't
worth
know.
talking for a minute about Robin here.
I guess I wouldn't
because
want my
Dick
weed
Grayson
to
is
be
now 18, and his
lemon
relationship
flavored
with
either.
Batman
Like
and
Stony
Superman
Pebbles is cool because it's like
has kinda changed
like
in some
sugary
important
cereal
ways. Spending
flavored.
this much time with
But
Clark
lemon,
has made Dick
I don't know.
realize
It's
that
good
he
for
has no
protein
friends
bars
his own age.
in my
In fact,
experience, but
he
not
has
really
no
great for
friends.
weed in
Sure,
my experience.
Batman sends him
Say
to
something in
parties for
Spanish.
Instagram, but at the parties he is
Rojo.
instructed to not make
That's
friends,
red. That means
not
red.
get laid, and
Rojo is
behave
red.
as
You
Bruce
spell
Wayne
that
does. That is to say,
R-O-J-O.
charming and yet a little bit boring and stupid, but not stupid enough to be funny. Dick is sick of this. He's a warm, funny guy. Even though Clark is frustrating on these
Yo
missions,
hablo
he likes him. Dick has
español.
like no positive male
That
role
was a
models in
lie,
his
is what I
life,
just
just
said.
a butler
Because I
and a
just said
guy
I
who
speak
dresses up
Spanish.
as a bat and beats the shit out of
But
people.
I pretty clearly don't.
He's a little worn down. After the failed mission, they
I
get
was better
milkshakes
at
on
German,
top of the Burj
probably because I
Khalifa.
took German longer.
Now,
I took
up
2
on the top of
years
the Burj
of
Khalifa, Superman
Spanish,
sends pictures to
and
his
then
mom because
a
Martha would be
total,
like, "You're in
and across both high school and
Dubai? That's
college,
incredible." But
of
Robin's pretty frustrated.
4
Clark's
years
been
of
doing good
German,
in his training, but this is the 5th mission he's fucked up.
2
in
years
some
in high
way,
school,
and
2
Batman
years
has asked to speak to him.
in college,
Now, this is a big deal.
and better
Clark
at
actually
German than
hasn't been
Spanish,
allowed to talk
but
to
still really
Batman
sucked at it.
since this arrangement started. He only goes through Robin. Except
Took Latin in high
Batman
school because he
doesn't
wanted
invite
to be totally useless. I
Superman
actually
to the
also wanted to
Batcave.
take
He
Latin, but
invites Clark
my
and
high school
Lois to Wayne
cut
Manor.
Latin,
Superman is
I
like,
think
haha, but
literally
I'm
the
actually
year
having a lot
before
of issues with my girlfriend because you've been
my
making me fly all around the world and keep a
class
bunch of
rose into
secrets.
becoming
And
freshmen
Batman
there
is
at
like,
that high
I
school.
don't talk to you, talk to Robin, I'll see you
So I
later.
also wanted to be
Lois and Clark
useless.
drive to
They
Gotham.
just
Keep in mind, she
deprived
is
me
not
of that
her. He is
opportunity,
Superman,
unfortunately.
and he has been
But I
very
showed them. I
absent
became a Twitch
and
streamer, and I have
seemingly partying with a
148 followers, and one of them is here with me right now.
son. Something
Thanks for
weird is
chilling,
going on,
Ezra.
and Lois is not a stupid
Hope you're
person.
getting all
So
the attention you
drive
want.
to, Wayne Manor is
If I
a
can
little bit like
modulate the
this.
attention for you, let me know. Just wanted to read
Are you mad
poems
at
and think
me?
about the
No
past.
problem,
Honestly,
not
me
mad at
too.
you.
I wanted to think about things Julius Caesar could have said or thought while he was getting stabbed.
It's not a
Very
good vibe.
unpleasant
They
historical
get to Wayne
plots.
Manor, and Bruce Wayne has set out this giant table for them. and
Did
it turns
Alexander
out
the Great
Bruce
speak
is more
Latin?
interested
What
in
did he
talking
speak?
to Lois than he is to Clark. You see,
Where did he come
Bruce
from?
thinks
Persia?
the hysteria about Batman has gone far enough. People need to trust
Ow,
the
oof,
system.
I'm getting
What
stabbed.
we need
It would have
is someone
sounded
to
like that, but it would have been in
thoroughly
Latin.
debunk the Batman
So it
myth
would have
before
sounded
it
like
gets any more
gibberish.
out of control. Bruce also thinks this whole Superman thing may be a conspiracy. I mean, how could someone with no mask keep their identity
I really
secret?
liked the game Assassin's Creed Origins. Uncommonly good for an Assassin's Creed game, I think, and I think it's better
A
than
big and
the
hilarious
newer ones,
of what
Valhalla
Batman
for
is
sure,
doing
and
for
Odyssey.
Superman is helping to make
And then at
this
the end,
disguise
very obvious
work.
spoiler
You see,
alert, you
every day,
stab Julius
Batman's
Caesar to death.
algorithms delete
But
thousands,
unfortunately,
tens of
the game
thousands
doesn't have
of
the
cell
balls to be
phone
in Latin,
videos, cell phone
so it's
pictures,
just
and posts about Superman from
fucking
the internet.
English
Meanwhile,
speakers with weird
LexCorp
British
is convinced
accents
that
in
Superman
the Middle
has a
East
secret identity, so
for some
they are
reason.
spending hundreds of millions of dollars trying to collect those
Alexander
pictures
the Great was
before they're
Greek.
erased.
Okay,
What
cool.
this has led to is a
Interestingly, the ruling
ridiculously
class of
fragile
Rome during the time
situation
of
in
Julius
which
Caesar
two of the
also
most
spoke a
powerful
Greek as
companies
their
on
day-to-day
Earth are
language,
in an
so
invisible
Caesar's
chess
last
match to
words were
hide the
probably
identity of
Greek.
one guy.
Cool. That is interesting.
Lois is
That's the
really
kind of
annoyed by
message I
Bruce
like.
Wayne.
Thank
She thinks he
you
comes across as
for the
fake, and all of
information,
his
Ezra.
blowing Batman
I
out
wish
of
my
the
other
water stuff
147
doesn't go good
followers
over
were
her.
here
In
to
fact,
appreciate
she
that.
loses her temper, and when Lois loses her temper,
Someone could make the
stuff can
joke
slip
that his
out.
last words
Lois says,
probably
"No,
weren't
Mrs.
Greek.
Wayne,
They were
Bruce,
probably
the
spoken in
Batman
Greek.
is definitely a real person. In fact, I
That's
suspect
such a
he's a
bad joke that
truly
I'm
wealthy individual living
too ashamed
in
to
or
even
around Gotham City.
fucking
Someone with
explain
vast
the obvious there.
resources, possibly a military supplier. Someone with incredible training.
I wish I didn't
years
speak
and
over
years
Max
of it.
Landis for
I'm
that part,
talking about a huge amount of dedication
and I'm pretty
and
comfortable
diligence
speaking
to
over
creating
him
the
usually.
image of an unstoppable monster. But I assure you, the Batman is human, and I know his name. The Batman's name is Matches Malone. Skirt! Let's slow it down for the people who aren't big ass comic book fans like me. Matches Malone is the fake identity Bruce Wayne, as Batman, uses to go undercover in
The Latin
Gotham's crime
became the
syndicate. She
scholarly
has correctly
the
ascertained that Matches Malone is
scholarly
Batman.
language of
That
the
means
Middle
she's
Ages
2 sentences away from
and the
figuring
Renaissance,
out that Matches
ironically,
Malone is
when it was
Bruce
not
Wayne,
the
which
scholarly
means she
language of
knows
Rome
Bruce
itself,
Wayne is Batman
common
in a
tongue.
month
Oh,
if he
interesting.
doesn't do something. Bruce is like, Matches Malone, is that
I
a
wonder
baseball
if
player?
Greek is
Meanwhile,
easier or
look at
harder
fucking
to
Dick
learn than
Grayson.
Latin,
Dick
because
Grayson
Latin
looks like
seems really
this.
hard. But I wonder if
Bruce Wayne is a douchebag. We're
it
talking
being more
Dan
difficult was maybe
Bilzerian.
why it
He's
was seen
not
as higher
a
class
cool,
in
nice
Rome, but that
guy,
doesn't
so
really
he's a complete
usually
misogynist
at all
prick to Lois.
correlate to
He minimizes her
the
discovery
social
of Matches
perception
Malone. He says that that person
of
probably doesn't
language in
exist,
real life,
and says that he
the
has no
difficulty to
interest
learn
in
it.
discussing it further. Not only that, he plays Clark and Lois against each
All
other,
right,
so
one
that
last hit
tension
for
is
this old
boiling over. So
Pineapple
by the
Express
time they
cartridge.
leave and
This
they
is
go
for
back to the
you and
fucking
for Max
motel,
Landis
Lois is
and for
fucking
Superman,
fuming.
but
She
not
is
for Batman,
furious.
because spoiler
Clark didn't
alert,
stick up
Batman
for
is the
her
cool
at all.
antagonist of
She
this.
feels like he is a beta bitch.
Latin
A
is pretty
doofus
easy,
who is never
harder than
around,
Spanish and
keeps
French,
secrets,
not by too
lies
much.
to her, spends all his time
Greek is
partying with
pretty
Bruce
harder
Wayne's
for an
son,
English
and then
speaker to
leaves
learn.
her high and
Interesting.
dry to get lambasted by an idiot
Yeah,
at a
obviously
fucking
they say
$1 million
English is
dinner table.
the most
Fuck
difficult
you,
popular
Clark.
language to
Clark,
learn for
meanwhile,
a
is between
non-native
a rock
speaker,
and hard
which I
place.
totally
Like,
see
what
why.
the fuck
Breaks
is
all
he
its own
supposed
rules
to
and
do?
stuff.
He can't confirm that
Spanish
he
and
knows Batman
German
is Bruce
definitely seem
Wayne. If
easier
he
to
does
learn
that,
than
the jig
English.
is up.
I just
But he
suck at the
also can't
concept of learning
fucking
new languages in
lay
general.
down and let
Latin,
Lois
though,
walk all
seemed
over him.
to
Lois gives
be
Clark an
more
ultimatum.
like
She goes,
English,
"Listen,
where
I know you are keeping
it's just
secrets
kind of
from me. At
indecipherable
least
to
one
someone who doesn't
secret.
know.
If
But
you
I'm not
can
like
be
familiar
honest
with
with me
the
right now,
grammar rules of
if you
Latin,
can
so
clear it
I don't know.
right now, I believe we'll be okay."
Let alone Greek. It's all Greek to
Clark
me.
says,
So goes the phrase.
I don't have a secret. I don't have a secret, Lois. I don't have a secret. Lois says, "Clark,
Alright,
I
now
know
I'm gonna
your
take the
secret.
last
You
hit
think I'm
of Pineapple
stupid?
Express.
You disappear every
This
time
is for
Superman's
you and all the
around.
other people I said.
Every time we do a story on him, where's Clark? Somewhere else. You have PTSD about Superman. You are damaged and you need help, Clark. You're afraid of Superman." And Clark laughs. Now, I don't know if you've ever been in a really serious fight with your girlfriend, but a thing you don't want to do is laugh. Lois is like, bye. She drives home and leaves him there. And Batman basically steps out of the bathroom. "Hello, Clark. What the fuck? You were here the whole time?" Of course, Batman has this room bugged. Of course, he's been following Lois Lane. She's much too close. Lois has dumped Clark. Clark is spinning
Yeah,
out.
I agree about
That's okay.
language all being
Because
relative
Batman
and
has
learning
got a
it
job
being pretty wholly
This one
dependent on
should
what
take his mind
your native language
off all of
was.
these small
And
problems.
languages definitely
Batman
come in like
doesn't care about
families and
Clark's
stuff. Like
life.
I could be
Batman
wrong, but I think it's
badly
called like the
wants Clark to
Indo-European
shed
family
Clark
of
Kent
languages.
identity and become
You have like your
Superman
Germans and your
full-time.
Frenches and your
Batman
Englishes,
lives as Batman
and
full-time,
then something
and
like
sometimes
Mandarin.
he
Yeah,
dresses up
you're right,
as
would be a
Bruce
whole
Wayne.
different
For
like
Clark,
fundamental
the Superman
idea
costume
of
is just a
language
costume.
and written communication.
Batman needs that to change. So he sends Clark to the Arctic Circle. Arriving
Ooh,
at
I
the
just had a
docks
big
to go to the
sneeze, but
Arctic
I
Circle on
managed
a
to mute my
chartered ship,
headset.
Clark finds
I'm a good
Pete Ross, his
Twitch
childhood
and
adult
YouTube
best
streamer.
friend. Pete, what are you doing here? I thought you were in Smallville. No, Clark, you will never believe this.
This is
but
literally
someone
like
chartered
Mystery
$4
Science Theater
million
3000, isn't it?
job on my
Like we're
dad's
watching
boat.
something
Wait,
in
are you
like
the
a
passenger? Fucking
cheap theater,
Pete,
and we're like
this is Superman
interacting
shit.
with each other
Batman chartered this
and
boat.
commentating.
Robin, who's with him, Dick Grayson is like,
What's
"Oh,
old is new, what's new
Pete
is
Ross
old.
is like, what? For real? Clark is like, yeah, Batman is Bruce Wayne. Robin is like, ahem! What the fuck?
English is
Clark
primarily
like,
an
"Shut up,
amalgamation of
Pete, you can't be here.
Saxon
Whatever's
and
in the
medieval
Arctic
French.
Circle that Batman sent me to get, it's dangerous.
Yeah.
It's been killing people.
All the languages
Pete's
influence each
Clark,
other,
you seriously gonna lock me out of this
and
part
they
of your life
evolved from.
for the rest of our lives?
They all evolved from Latin,
Let me do
if I'm
it.
reading
I'm
that
not doing
correctly.
anything. I just got divorced.
Like that language
I'm in
family
debt.
all like
This is a
descends
huge
from
opportunity for me. Just let me go with you
Latin
and this
in various forms.
very weird and handsome kid to the Arctic Circle and just let me have a purpose.
You know
for
what's
once in your
crazy?
life, Clark. I
That
haven't
Brazil
helped you since we
speaks
were kids.
Portuguese,
Pete starts breaking down.
and everywhere
Clark's
else in
like,
South America
"Oh,
speaks
shit.
Spanish,
This is one of my childhood friendships and one of the many relationships in my life.
except
that
for
being
probably like
Batman's
one weird
apprentice has
country that
caused me
speaks
to
French and
completely
or
neglect.
English, whatever.
Fuck. So off they go to the Arctic Circle.
As an
Robin
American,
is,
I am
of course,
perplexed
in a
by
pretty
Brazil
intense situation here.
and
He's
their
trapped
linguistic
afloat at the behest
happenstance.
of his father between two fighting best friends. But as the trip goes
I think
on,
I can get a little
Clark
more from this
relaxed.
cartridge. I'm going to take another last hit.
Robin begins
This
to
one
experience
also
something
dedicated to
he's
you
literally never
and all the
experienced, which
good
is
superheroes.
hanging out with positive male role models. Clark and Pete swap stories about their dads, and Robin has the awkward realization that he has no fun stories about Bruce Wayne. All of the stories involve training, and he begins to understand in this weird way that even though he's this super privileged,
Even
rich,
crazier that
white,
Spanish and Portuguese are
handsome kid,
mutually intelligible,
he
but
sort of
only in
has
one
Stockholm
direction.
syndrome
That is
and has
interesting.
maybe
People
been
who speak
raised to be a
Portuguese can
child
genuinely,
soldier by a
readily
bunch
understand
of
Spanish, but I guess
activists.
not the other way
It
around.
doesn't feel good.
That is pretty
Clark
crazy.
talks to him and says, surely you must have someone to talk to this about, right, Robin? And Robin goes, that man doesn't have friends. Those freaks we keep putting in Arkham, those are the only people he can relate to.
That Spanish
You know,
speakers struggle to
when Bruce
understand
Wayne adopted
Portuguese,
me, it
yeah.
was the best day of
That
my
is
life.
definitely crazy. I didn't know that.
But I
Thank
don't
you for
actually
letting me
know
know.
if
I
I've
wish
had
I
a
understood
day since then.
both languages enough to know
Clark is like,
why
you
that
need to
is.
think about it as you inspiring people.
But then I guess if I did, I
you're
would
protecting people. That
already
makes
know
people feel
both
safe
languages.
and good. And Dick Grayson, Robin is like, no, Clark, that's what you do.
Maybe Brazil
Batman doesn't
became
inspire
a
anything
Portuguese-speaking
but fear,
nation
and he's
just to
training me
flex
be
on
another
the rest of the
Batman.
continent.
He's training you to
First,
be
they
another
started
Batman.
speaking
So
Portuguese,
get
then they got that
this
big-ass
inspire people
Jesus
shit
statue.
out of your head. Clark is like, I thought we were
And from
friends.
what
I
little
thought
I
we
know
were
from my
gonna
narrow,
talk. You can
American,
talk to me
ignorant,
like a
white boy
friend. You don't have to
perspective,
talk to me like I'm a
Brazil
superhero.
doesn't just
So Dick has a
statue
thing
the
where
statue.
he drinks, and he just
They,
lets it out. He
they're
goes,
actually
"I'm gonna
very
tell you
religious,
something, and you cannot tell
statistically.
Batman. It's the only secret I have.
They fucking love their
I'm dating
Catholicism
Batgirl."
and Jesus.
Clark is like, there's a Batgirl? Robin is like, yeah, but don't tell anyone there's a Batgirl. She's very real, and we're in a relationship.
Explain
and
like
Batman
my
is considering
version I've been
training
given
her.
is that Portuguese
So
has grammatical
you just have
features
to keep this secret. But I
that
feel
don't
so good
appear
to
in
say it. I
Spanish,
think
but
I'm in love
Spanish
with
only
her.
has grammatical features that appear
Clark is like,
in Portuguese.
really?
Interesting.
This is nuts. Holy shit, congratulations.
Like how German
And they get
has
fucking
certain
shwasty,
characters
wasty, and have a brilliant
that
time on the boat. As a
don't
writer,
appear
I love
in
to write
English,
Superman being drunk on
but are
boats.
still kind of incorporated
They reach
into
the
the
Arctic Circle, and
English
Robin does a
alphabet.
sonar ping to find that there's something giant
That
beneath
seems
it.
like a very
There have been 12
imperfect
ships sunk in this
analogy,
area,
but whatever.
all whaling vessels. Clark goes into the water, and deep down beneath it, he sees Earlier.
We're finding
Atlantis.
Aquaman.
Earlier.
Very cool and mysterious.
That's right,
Spoiler
the
alert.
hidden city of Cthulhu. We're in Lovecraft country now, my friends. And up from the ancient oceans of Earlier, in the depths of madness, comes a figure. It's Aquaman. Bam! My version of Aquaman is stronger than Superman underwater. He's faster than Superman underwater. And Clark gets the fucking floor wiped with him. He is thrown around like a rag doll. They trash half of this ruined city, and fucking Aquaman traps him in a compression chamber and nearly kills Clark, who almost drowns.
If I got to immediately learn one language with no effort, it would probably be Spanish, because I think that would be most useful in my day-to-day life. Not that I would use it in my normal day-to-day life, but if I needed to, it'd probably get the most. I'd probably get the most utility out of it. But it would also be cool to know German to kind of close that loop, and I did kind of like the way of the language, and I like Germany too, from like what little I know about it, learning about it culturally in my German classes.
Clark has fallen into this like weird silence. He has a black eye and a bloody nose. He doesn't know how
Probably learn Spanish if I wanted to in German. Yeah, true. That's assuming the wish was very specifically about if I got to learn any one language, what would it be? Because you can just use Duolingo to learn most anything, most any language, I mean. But if the wish was broader, if I could choose anything, then I would choose something else. So I should pick a language I couldn't learn, like Mandarin Arabic? Yeah, that's a good point. Mandarin might be a pretty great choice. Could go to China, do some business. Get paid a lot by an American company to do business with Chinese customers.
I don't care about human lives. There will be no consequences. You cannot stop me. No one can. I am a ruler of the ocean.
Now I'll use that non-existent wish to learn Mandarin, because you had a better idea than me.
He doesn't seem prepared to hear otherwise. He's not crazy, but he is very, very bad. Robin begins preparation.
Max Landis doesn't care about human lives. That's not true. He's acting like Aquaman, I think, and Aquaman doesn't care about human lives. Max Landis says things in many different characters. He's charismatic that way.
Puts it on the containment unit and boom, up into the sky, 40,000 feet, almost sub-atmospheric. He's holding Aquaman like this. Arthur Curry is like, ah, 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 ah. Clark is like, listen to me, man, please, listen to me. And Aquaman sees that Superman is crying. Arthur is like, oh God, I can see the curvature of the earth. Just listen to me. You need to not be this way, man. You can't be talking about it's okay to kill human beings and I'm a god and all this shit, because if that's really what you believe, I have to drop you and kill you right now. Because otherwise, Batman is going to take you and he's going to put you in this thing and he's going to keep you there forever. You're the first other superpowered human I've met. Okay? You're the first one in my whole life. So I need you not to be crazy. My girlfriend left me. I have no friends who have superpowers. You're it, man. You need to not kill any more people, and you need to promise me that right now, and I'll be your friend, and I'll do whatever I can to help you, protect the oceans or whatever you want, but I don't want to have to kill you, so please, 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 please. Aquaman is like, what? Clark is like, my name is Clark Kent. I'm from Kansas. This is my email. Here's my phone number. Please don't kill anyone else. Please just be my friend, and I'll let you go. Arthur's like, okay, deal. Please don't kill me. Clark is like, okay, but you know if you kill any more people, I'm going to come back. I'm going to take you up here, and then I'm going to drop you. And I'm going to drop you in the fucking Himalayas, man. Arthur is like, okay, just calm down. Your girlfriend left you? I'm sorry. Clark is like, I don't know. She's so out of my league.
Can I roll my R's? I don't think so. I haven't really tried, but I probably shouldn't. I was one of those kids that had trouble pronouncing my R's, the R sounds reliably, when I was younger, especially. So, cannot roll my R's. Indonesian is supposedly surprisingly easy to learn. I didn't know that Indonesian was its own language. The more you know. That's why I need a viewer interaction. I need that parasocial relationship building.
No.
I learned that
Superman's like,
languages
"Okay," and
exist.
tears the thing off of
They
Aquaman.
speak it in Indonesia? I
Lets him
don't know
jump
about that.
underwater.
Source needed.
Robin is looking at Clark like,
Ooh, that was
Pete
a
Ross
sound
is looking at
effect.
Clark
Did you
like,
like that
"Oh,
sound
fuck
effect?
yeah. Batman's gonna be super pissed at you, bro. Is he really a vampire? Tensions are insanely high.
I'm not
as
sure
they
what I
head
thought
back
they
into
spoke in
Gotham. And it's
Indonesia.
not being made any better by the fact
They
that
speak
as
English
night
in New
falls,
Zealand, right?
there's this
Maybe
weird
I
thing
assumed
going on where
that they
can't get in
spoke
touch with Batman.
English.
They can't access any of the secret
It's a
Bat
country of
channels,
170
sending
million
secret
people,
Bat
really?
messages doesn't work. Even Bruce
That's
Wayne's
about
cell
half
phone
of
is turned off.
America.
And when
That's
they
pretty
arrive
crazy.
back at the Batcave, Alfred isn't
What's
there.
going on over there? That's true.
Clark notices he
Like,
has
what's
like
the cat doing? What's Indonesia
41
doing?
missed calls from
Get a
Lois
camera
Lane.
on Indonesia. What's
Calls
going
her.
on over there? Do they need some
Hey,
cat
Lois,
food?
I saw
Do
you
they
were
need a
calling
toy?
me. Yes,
This
idiot,
chair?
where are you? Are you with Dick Grayson? Yeah, I'm with
Let's
Dick
get
Grayson.
someone to check
Are
and
you
give a
Gotham?
quick thumbs up.
Yeah. Lois says, listen to me, Clark, and listen good. Tonight is very important. I need you at Gotham General Hospital right now. Somebody shot
They're Asian, but also Muslim. Anything is possible
Oh, you
through
thought I wasn't
the
gonna
human
do the
spirit.
killing joke from Superman's perspective? Wowie wah! Yeah, wowie wah! My wife, it's Borat! For those who don't know The Killing Joke is a seminal Batman graphic novel which redefined Batman in the 1980s as a dark and gritty superhero. But
Yeah,
I'll
he's
tell
kind
it
of
like you have it,
explaining
right?
it, Max Landis,
I
but
got
I
your
don't know
back.
if you caught that, but that's a big
So,
part of the video.
Here we go.
As you
Clark
see
says, we gotta go to the hospital. Dick's
Batman the
like,
Killing
"Why? What's
Joke
wrong?"
from Superman's
Clark's
perspective
like, we just have to
in
go
this.
right now. I'll fly you there, okay? The entire city is in lockdown. There have been multiple heists. The entire police force is searching for James
I don't know if you
Gordon,
know
the
what
police
Batman the
commissioner,
Killing
who
Joke
has
is, or if
gone
you know that
missing.
story.
Batman is
Like I
nowhere in
said, this
sight.
is a
There's
whole
rumors that the
thing
Joker's
by a
in the
nerd
city. Dick is
for
like,
other nerds.
Clark, what's going on? Clark is like, someone shot Commissioner Gordon's daughter. Dick is like, Clark is like, what's wrong? Dick is like, that's Batgirl. That's Batgirl. That's my girlfriend. Clark is like, oh, fuck. It's beginning to rain in Gotham. The entire police force is occupied with dozens of break-ins. There are supervillains all over the city, and Barbara Gordon goes into emergency surgery in 4 hours. The best spinal surgeon in the state, Dr. Likhari, is on his way, but he keeps getting delayed by all of this fucking crazy crime going on in Gotham with no Batman and no police. Dick is shutting down. He's crying, he refuses to speak, and he keeps saying, this is all his fault. Just like Harvey did. This is all
Oh, congratulations on learning how to roll your R's. That's pretty cool. Not sure if you get much use out of that, but that is still pretty cool.
Lois walks out into the roof.
If you speak a lot of Spanish, or have any reason to, you might use that more.
She goes, Superman. Clark says, it's me. It's Clark. She goes, Clark, why are you dressed as Superman? And then she goes, oh my God. He goes, I'm Superman. I'm an alien. I was raised by humans. Dick Grayson is Robin. Barbara Gordon is Batgirl. Batman is Bruce Wayne. Please tell me what to do, Lois. I'm freaking out. I don't know what to do. Lois is like, so, right. Huge fucking moment. Here.
All three of the
Except
languages
Lois
have
just
drilled
rolls right
R's,
through it because she
Spanish,
fucking
Italian,
Bruce Wayne, and she
and
gets her
Indonesian.
shit together. So here we
I
go.
knew 2
Lois
of
is
those
actually
languages
thrown
existed
into
before
Gotham
the
General
stream.
by Lex Luthor, who gave her a private helicopter flight with his bodyguard Mercy. I don't know if you know about Mercy, but she's a badass kung fu fucking awesome. Mercy's awesome. She's very, very cool. Just Google her. I don't know, man. It's a good Superman character. People don't talk about like how many good Superman characters. Lois says, Clark, here's what I need you to do. I'm gonna give you my police transponder. You're gonna put it in your ear, and you're gonna respond to all these supervillains in Gotham City right now. I'm gonna hold the fort down here. She takes Dick Grayson, she walks him to the trauma counselor at the hospital, who comes up to them, very nice lady. She says, I'll talk to you, and Dick says, there are things I can't tell you. She goes, I understand. You knew Barbara Gordon? And he says, yes, I did. He's going into shock and feeling a lot of painful things. Lois goes to check on the status of this surgeon. If Barbara doesn't get surgery soon, she's gonna lose the use of her legs. Not good. Meanwhile, Superman stops a bank robbery, stops a riot, and then comes to this weird setup on one of the bridges outside of Gotham. There's all of these big green sort of towers that have been installed, and standing atop one of the pylons of the bridges is a man in a green suit and a green hat. Superman, what an unexpected delight. Two juggernauts, you in strength, me in intellect. I am the Superman goes, I know who you are. You're Edward Nygma. You're the Riddler. You were put in Arkham Asylum 3 times. I know exactly who you are. What is this? The Riddler's like, oh, okay. Well, as you can see, I've set up acid bombs at 3 points on this bridge. If you cannot figure out my riddle involving the lineage of kings in Egypt, then you will... Superman goes, I can't do that. There's all these people on the bridge listening to this confrontation, stuck there because the city's in lockdown. Superman's like, sorry everyone. Turns to Edward Nygma and goes like this. Listen, Mr. Nygma, I know you're a genius. I'm not a genius. Keep in mind, this is Superman floating against a thunderstorm saying this, just sort of whispering to Riddler. Listen, I know you're a genius. I'm not a genius. I don't know the lineage of the Egyptian kings. I don't know how to deactivate these bombs. That means the only option I have is just to kill you right now. And I don't want to do that because I know you're a genius and I know you're sick. I've read your psychological profiles. I want to help you. Riddler is like, you dare to condescend to the... No, listen to me. Listen to me, Mr. Nygma. I am not condescending to you. The entire police force is occupied. Someone I care about is at the hospital right now. I need this not to be happening. So please, Riddler, if there is any way we can do this without me having to kill you or having to solve the riddle, let's just do that. The Riddler's like, so you admit I defeat you? Yes, you win. He turns to everybody on the bridge. The Riddler beats Superman. I cannot figure this out. Please. You're begging me? Superman is begging the Riddler for mercy? Yes. Superman begs the Riddler. Take cell phone pictures. I don't care. Riddler beats Superman. Superman is like, I cannot contend with the vast scale of your intelligence. Can we call it? And Riddler's like, boom. The bombs are deactivated. Superman's like, thank you. And Superman hugs Riddler. He takes him and goes, listen, Mr. Nygma, I'm having a really hard night. You can't understand how much I appreciate
Batman
this.
would be too
Riddler's like,
prideful
okay.
to try that solution on the
Okay,
Riddler.
get rid of the acid
Then
bombs. I
again,
have
at
to
least
go.
in the Arkham games,
Back at the hospital,
you don't want to
Dick
give
is
him the
with crisis
satisfaction.
counselor. He's like,
I
venting
definitely
about what it feels like
want to
be in
beat him
a
up
relationship.
in
He's
the
not
Arkham
putting,
games.
Robin and Batgirl, but he is talking about Dick and Barbara. He's really scared that he feels responsible for this. He feels terrible. Now
Batman is too prideful to try solutions, period. His fists are solutions.
Says,
And in Arkham Knight, as we saw, his
in
car
moments like
guns
this, sometimes a little
are
levity
solutions.
helps. Do you want to hear a joke? And Dick goes,
He has his
Crisis
2
counselor
fists
says,
and at least
it's a joke
2
about Barbara
guns
Gordon.
on his
So
car.
Barbara Gordon loses her leg. She's paralyzed from the waist down. Dick is like, what? The crisis counselor is like, she's on the beach. And 3 men walk up to her on the beach. And one of them says, have you ever been hugged before? And Barbara Gordon says, no, my legs don't work. No one will love me. The crisis counselor says, so the man gives her a hug. The next man says to Barbara Gordon, have you ever been kissed before? Barbara Gordon says, no one's ever kissed me. I'm just a little cripple. Dick is like, who the fuck are you? The crisis counselor is like, let me finish. So he gives Barbara Gordon a kiss. And then the third man says, I bet you've never been fucked before. And Barbara Gordon says, no, I've never been fucked before. And the man says, well, you're fucked now, cripple. The tide's coming in. Dick stands up looking at the crisis counselor. The crisis counselor says, Mr. J said that I was just supposed to kill the princess. But if I get the princess and you a prince, then it's like a fairy tale. It's Harley Quinn. Oh, shit. Huge fight. Fucking Harley gets Dick immediately in the shoulder with a knife. Lois bursts in, and now Lois is fighting with Harley Quinn. Not equipped to do this. This is Harley's first night as a supervillain, and she's fucking crazy. Knives all over the place. Mercy, baby! It's Lex Luthor's bodyguard versus Joker's girlfriend. Bam! Bam! Mercy breaks Harley's leg, breaks her jaw, and then she is detained by Sergeant Harvey Bullock. Robin is even more fucked up, and then arriving at the hospital is Dr. Leghari, ready to do surgery. He's a very sweet, very composed man. He reassures Lois. He reassures Harvey Bullock. They head up to surgery. He begins to scrub up. Clark gets back. He says, okay, I think I dealt with all the relevant crimes. Dr. Leghari walks into the room. Clark sees Dr. Leghari and goes, what the fuck is that? Why would Clark react like that? He's just a normal man. Lois stares at Dr. Leghari and then looks at Clark. Clark goes, what is that? What is that thing? At the spinal surgeon. Lois says, Clark, what's going on? All of a sudden, the spinal surgeon's face starts to ripple. How did you know? How did you know? Wait. The spinal surgeon's face changes into Clark's face. You're Superman. It's Clayface! Clayface explodes into that big-ass monster form in the room, wrecks Lois, attacks Clark. It's Superman versus Clayface. And by the way, no one is there to operate on Barbara, which means she loses the use of her legs. Not a good night for DC Comics. Superman and Clayface brawl out of the hospital into Gotham Bay. Clark is faced with an impossible choice. This villain now knows his secret identity. He cannot be allowed to leave. He makes the call. Superman fries Clayface in Gotham Bay, turning him into a mix of sludge and statue. And then he shatters the statue. Superman kills Clayface to protect his identity. I mean, fairly big moment, but he had to do it, right? I mean, surely doing that won't have unforeseen consequences, but... So, dawn over Gotham. Clark and Dick head to the Batcave. Dick's still silent, now he's injured. Clark is...
This is still pretty cool, but
in a bad place.
I think I'm ready to switch to Resident Evil 4 if you still want to play that, or not play that, still want to see me play that, or if you want something else, that's good.
They arrive at the Batcave to find Batman.
I asked this one last time in case you've changed your opinion and you want to see something else. But Resident Evil 4 is just as great as anything else.
Joker drugged and tortured Commissioner Gordon.
Or if you're invested in watching Max Landis tell a story.
Batman says,
Clayface can look like anything. Instead of making $50 bajillion on OnlyFans, he just walks around causing mischief. Well, who's not to say he didn't make $50 quintillion on OnlyFans? Could have got bored of that, and now all he has is walking around causing mischief, fighting Superman, and then getting burned to death.
Newsflash, hey, Batman, you didn't invent Superman. I did.
Alright, let's do Resident Evil 4.
But ever since I joined up with you, things have only gotten worse. You just got a young girl shot.
If I thought about it, I could think of what the number 4 is in Spanish and German. But who really wants to think about it, you know? Alright, it's on the screen now, and hopefully the game audio is okay. Quattro and Fear. Okay. That does sound like what I remembered, I just wasn't certain. I like how in Resident Evil 2, they also said in the main menu for the story experience the nightmare. They really just like made a template for these new generation of remakes, and they just kind of fill it in with the game. That's pretty cool. It works well. Thank you for remembering the numbers for me. I'll be the charisma and intuition. You can be the memory and the other intuition. For some reason, I am at like 20 FPS right now. Why is that? That shouldn't be the case. Let me check my graphics here. I wonder if my settings weren't saved last time, I don't know. That's cool. There was a fatal error and it died suddenly. It was not quite cool enough to hang with us at one time, but it ran fine before, so I think it was just having a temporary bad mood. Hopefully it'll run better now. I really want to see all the evil residents. I hear there's a lot of them. There's a lot more than four. Fall 2004. After the president's daughter is kidnapped, U.S. agent Leon S. Kennedy, that's us, follows eyewitness reports, leading him to a small European village. So they saw the president's daughter get kidnapped and taken to this village, I guess. But they're only sending one guy. Why am I stuck at like 30 FPS? It's very strange. Shouldn't be this way. I was doing fine getting 60 last time I played. RIP, there is another Fatal error. Okay. This is not going to be a sexy solution, but we're going to have to take another few minutes to probably validate the integrity of the game files and hopefully they'll like find something wrong with it and we can patch it and be over with it. And in the meantime, we can go back to Tower Unite if you want, or something else if you have something else in mind. I don't want to make you stare at the infinite black void for too long. Oh, it's not taking too long to verify the integrity of the files. It's already a third of the way there. But I don't know. Hopefully it does run better after it finishes the verification process. It is 75% of the way there. Not enough time to start even a small uh, game. Wouldn't take much time to play, but just long enough to really reflect on the possibility that this might not work, might not make any difference. But we gotta try it anyway. Alright, let's try starting the game again. You're going to reflect on your life and choices. I would not recommend that. I wouldn't recommend that for anyone. That tends to be a needlessly painful experience. No reason to focus on the past when there's nothing to be done about it. Just focus on all the temporary distractions you can consume in the future. So we're still at like sub 30 FPS. I have no idea why that is. I easily got 60 FPS last time. There's no reason I shouldn't really. Maybe I need to update my game driver? I don't know. I mean, it should be updated. Yeah, I know you don't care, but I care because it's sub 30 FPS. So it's like slower than it feels good to be playable. And if it's like sub 30 FPS when I'm just standing there not doing anything, who knows how bad it'll be when anything actually begins happening. I'll restart the game and try putting it in like non-exclusive full screen mode or maybe windowed mode. Maybe it's one of those bad PC ports that doesn't do well in like a certain kind of display mode. I'm sorry for the non-tint here, but just think of how good the content will be. Content with a C, not non-tint with an N-O-N. Think about how good it'll be when the game actually runs like it should. Let's see. Graphics, full screen, borderless window. There are some games that are much more friendly in borderless window mode. Let's try that. I feel very deprived not seeing that man burn to death again. I want the pleasure of seeing him uh fucking go to hell. Let's see, we seem to get like more frames per second. We're at like 35 or whatever. Okay, no, it just like jumped to like 50 to 60. That's good. I won't look a happy ending in the mouth. But I guess I just gotta keep setting it to borderless window. I may go refill my water soon, but I'll try to hold out some more to get some actual gameplay. I know you're looking forward to Resident Evil 4. Oh, well, shit. I fucking hope not, because it had a fatal error again when the game was running so well. I was actually hoping that time. Alright, let's try to start the game again for the fourth time, which is, you know, the charm when it comes to Resident Evil. And we'll start it in borderless window and hopefully the game doesn't decide to crash. And it was running so well previously when we played last. So it's quite odd that it's different this time. I wish I knew enough about technology to know why that might be, but I don't. Alright, we're back in fall 2004 again. You love watching me load games? Okay, that's good. Oh, well, you shouldn't have said that because God heard and he made the game crash again. I mean, I already validated the integrity of the game files, so it can't be, I don't think it can be something with the game. I wonder if this would warrant a full uninstall, reinstall. I mean, I don't know if I'd have a choice after a certain point just to try anything. See, give the frame rate a moment. It kind of begins at 30, but then it gets better, I think. Yeah, like drops down to sub 30 sometimes. But I think when it gets a moment, in borderless window mode, it tries to get to 60. I don't know. I'll actually play a little game here, see if we don't crash. Oh man, nope, we already froze. Can we recover, or is this a crash? Nope, that's a crash. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with the game. It's kind of rare that a game won't work after it already works before. And stream avatar is frozen for some reason. Need to let me restart stream avatars. Let me I guess uninstall Resident Evil 4, and then I'll install it again. And hopefully will not impact the stream health. Handling with admirable patience, thank you. Hopefully that's how I handle all Resident Evil situations. Maybe this is just a ploy to get me to buy one of the new games. I do recommend playing Resident Evil 7, because that one's really good, but I just watched it on YouTube, so I don't know. There is The Last of Us, but that's kind of maybe a little too cinematic, I don't know. There's Batman, Dead Space, there's other games like Halo, Rainbow Six Siege, could do Hitman, Forza, could do more Tower Unite. That's the game where we watched the YouTube video in that theater. There's Sifu, of course. There's Sunhaven still. I don't know if you bought that game yet. There's Chivalry 2. That's a classic. There's any number of golf games, speaking of classics. We could play Among Us and just lie about whatever happens. It's pretty fun. You know, if I start playing Among Us, you will at least suggest something else if you want something else, so I will do at least one game of this. So help us. Let's trick a bunch of 11-year-olds. Oh, I accidentally muted myself there when I was changing the game on Twitch. I actually prefer to be the crewmate because it makes lying more fun, and if you get the imposter mode, crewmate, whatever, you're like expected to lie. So it's like not even fun, you know what I mean? You can tell me who to accuse needlessly out of nowhere if you want. You can pick your least favorite individual. Game type classic, that's us. Filter for casual, I guess, and beginner. No, wait, will the filter... Maybe it has to be beginner, because that's the default. Maybe that'll get us more. Yeah, that gets us a lot more. This one is... that one's already full. Neat. You love baselessly accusing people? Oh man, you're gonna love this game. You can join the game if you want, by the way. It is crossplay. It's free on mobile, and it's $5 on Steam. If you don't already have it, it is free on mobile. God damn, all these games are full. Wanna hide full games. But no. one's only 5 out of 10. How is that one? How is that one cool? God damn, stop joining fucking games. Alright, this one only had 3 out of 10. Oh, I'm very fast. Why the fuck are we so fast? This is not the classic game. The game, half the game is in the journey to and from point A to B. Any open world game designer will tell you that. You gotta try game with a normal default walking speed, much more immersive. See? Much nicer. Much better. I like the color of green I am, that's very pleasant. I like the Master Chief guy. That's fun. Alright, I'm a crewmate. My role is crewmate. Do my tasks. Alright, so we gotta look at the map, see what our tasks are, and do wiring here. You can think of who you want me to accuse, based on name, color, whatever. Just like real life, I guess. And then, I can tell them whoever did whatever. It's very fun. There's another free game on Steam I want to rep. It's basically Among Us, but 3D and in first person, so, and it has like a horror element. It's called Unfortunate Spaceman. And the imposter is like a big alien-style xenomorph monster. It kills all the others. It's like very, it's almost Dead by Daylight-esque. Actually, it's exactly that. It's like a mixture of Dead by Daylight and Among Us. Let's do some cool electric work. I like basic logic puzzles, they make me feel smart. Blue, it's blue. He's the one with diabetes. If you say it's probably true. You mean light blue or dark blue? Like Rebecca blue? Or is there another blue? I think these minigames are honestly easier on touchscreens, so mobile players have a advantage. It's really cool we live in age with crossplay technology, all that stuff. Light blue, I feel you. Get fucked, Rebecca. I know it's you. I know it's you, Rebecca. I'm such an adorable, innocent spaceman going about my Among Us business. Task completed. Slight amount of dopamine. So I've completed the tasks, now we just loiter around, hashtag bring loitering back. Always wanted to get a squad of friends and just loiter places, loiter outside, enjoy the weather in a semi-public venue. We could call an emergency meeting and accuse light blue if you want, but people often get very annoyed with people who call emergency meetings without good concrete evidence, so that's a real 50-50 on if they would just vote me out. Oh, here's dark blue coming around. Oh no, black is dead. Oh, these people don't speak English, speaking of languages and language families. What if I say light blue? And these people get it. Your friends and I loitered frequently as teens. Nice. Your friends were pretty cool. And you were too, of course. Let's vote for Rebecca. Why is Kinda saying it's me, Green? She better mean Master Chief. I'ma kill a bitch if she means me. If she means Master Chief, that's cool. That's their business. I can't really threaten Rebecca through the language barrier, unfortunately. But I guess if she gets ejected into space, that'd be pretty cool. Oh, fuck, it's a tie. I hate when that happens. Someone skipped voting. If that person didn't skip voting, then we could have got Rebecca out. Still don't have any tasks. Drink some more water, take another hit. Ooh, no dead bodies found. I wonder if Kendo will get voted out. People generally don't like emergency meetings being called for no reason. But I can't tell if they're angry because they're not speaking English. So I'm very unaware of the situation here. Yo, I'm gonna hit her with Rebecca Sus. No one recovers from Sus. Rebecca Sus. And now she is out of space. Out in space. Out of time in the spaceship. Soon to be ejected into space. Because the group has determined that she is sus. I don't know how bad I should feel, if I should feel bad again. The language barrier does a real number on the drama of the situation. But her words are looking a little more excited now. Becca, sus. Just fucking kick her in the face while she's down. Spanish your way out of that one. Oh, look at her. She tried voting for me. Get the fuck out of here, Rebecca. Get the fuck out of here. Get your light blue halo ass out of here. Don't even care I was not the imposter. They're probably gonna vote me out now, though. Because I really pushed for someone that was not the imposter. And there's about a 50-50 chance of people not giving a shit and people thinking that makes you sus. And if the sus has turned on me, then I will embrace the cold vacuum of space. All I want is one last huge hit of THC. It's gotta be big though, because I got a hella tolerance. It's probably not Kenda. People tend to hang around the center. It's probably not them, because you know the imposter has to go kill people. Still glad we got rid of Rebecca. Yep, she's a ghost. I wonder if she's haunting me. She ain't my problem though, because I'm still alive. I wonder if she's mad at me in the dead people chat. I don't know if you played Among Us before, but if you haven't, when you die, you become a ghost and you get access to exclusive dead people chat, and you can talk amongst all the other ghosts. Rebecca might be calling me the gamer word right now. Some astronauts were being real slow. Their tasks. I wouldn't mind a Among Us astronaut onesie. Comes pre-built with a backpack and a protective visor, you know? What's not to love? It could double as a real hazmat suit. It's already built like that. So all the people here are most likely not the imposter. That looks like what you would wear in the clean room. The clean room is a much more colorful place than what I imagined it. You probably look more like Kenda than me. Maybe you look like Ace Collie and you put like a goofy suit on and an astronaut helmet on top of your clean suit. That'd be fun. That would be a fun time. Let's check the Steam download for Resident Evil 4. 42%. Currently 23 megabits per second down. Megabytes, I suppose I should say. And according to OBS, my stream hasn't suffered or lagged or dropped any frames because of it, so that's really nice. Oh no, an emergency meeting. No dead bodies found. The imposter is either really good or bad at the job. Are there even any more dead people than last time? I don't think so. Who the fuck is Bronco? But I'll repeat it. Bronco. Who's Bronco? There's not a, oh, that's a name. That's a color, I mean, isn't it? What color is Bronco? It's not... Shit, is that green? Because that one said bubbling. Oh shit, I gotta fucking vote. I'll skip voting. Ooh, Reaper 07 got voted out. I'm glad I skipped voting, else I would have probably tied it. Ooh, he was the imposter. We won, everyone. We survived. I got 2 different Steam achievements for that. Well, that's pretty nice. Take a moment to reflect, see if we find anything better to do in our Steam library. Gotta hop off, Bubba, and you love me. I appreciate that. Love you back at you. Thank you for tuning in. And hope you enjoy. And I will catch you next time. I'll stay on for a little bit, probably. I think I'll switch games here, though. I'm not sure what else I'll end up playing. Maybe some Chivalry too. Throw myself a bit into that meat grinder. That's always pretty fun. Pretty fun in a feudal way.